You are not your own worst enemy. When it comes to diet and exercise, you can't possibly fight yourself and win.
Heard a story the other day about this guy, this plastic surgeon, who does like beauty makeovers. He takes people under the knife and makes them look 20, 30 years younger. And he does this to all the movie stars and everything to look great. And the guy who was telling the story was like, you know what? I went through like one of his journals on some of his methods, and it's amazing how some of his changes that he makes, that it's like, okay, this person looks like they're 50, now they look like they're 28 or whatever. It's like the changes that he made to their face were not like these big radical changes. In most cases, he moved things like millimeters, like 2, maybe 3 millimeters at a time, and it seemed to make this big, massive difference. The lesson here is that the difference between where you are now and getting much better results doesn't have to be this big, huge thing. In a previous video, I talked about rotation of the humerus and the upper arm can make a big difference, especially in the world of body weight and calisthenics, when it's like, oh my gosh, I've been at this plateau forever, I want to get so much further, and you make radical changes to your exercise program, radical changes in what you're doing and everything. A lot of times, the reality is that you're here, and in order to get much stronger, you may have to, all it takes is a little, and that's it. That's it. It may be the smallest, little, tiny technical detail that can totally unlock a huge treasure trove of new potential for you in the smallest of little details. Maybe it's, instead of pushing with the chest, maybe it's just a little tiny more engagement in the triceps. Maybe it's a little less weight on these fingers and a little more weight on these fingers when doing handstand push-ups. And this is the thing about being a technician, is always looking for these tiny, itty-bitty millimeters of change that can unlock a lot of potential progress. So don't always need to make huge sweeping changes. Small, tiny, little changes, look for them, you will find them, and you'll notice that where you were before in that plateau was literally millimeters away from unlocking a lot more potential for you. Thoughts down below. Till then, be fit, live free.